Hi everyone, so today I thought I'd do an updated makeup routine as I haven't done one in a while, and I've switched up my makeup routine a little bit for autumn. It's still very much of a muchness, always kind of looks the same. Only got one face and there's only so much makeup I can put on it. But there are a few new things that I've really been loving and I just wanted to show them in a video, so I thought that I would do that today. So I hope you guys like this and let's slap some makeup on my face. Also, sorry about the lighting in this video. It's going to be really difficult when applying base products to really get a feel for what they look like and the coverage, because it is just so difficult today to actually get decent lighting. So I'm starting off by using the YSL Top Secrets Instant Moisture Glow, and I just find that this adds a really nice boost of hydration to my skin, and I've kind of been using this in place of a primer because this is kind of meant to be used as kind of the last step in your skincare routine, as kind of like a moisture boost, but I need a lot more moisture than this gives, so I kind of use it to top up my moisturiser. I just find that this is really nice and hydrating, and it primes the skin quite well for makeup. And in the autumn months, this is exactly what I need in terms of an extra dose of moisture before my makeup goes on. Next, I'm going to be using the new L'Oreal True Match foundation, and this is the kind of reformulated version, and I'm giving this a whirl at the moment. I've got the shade Sand, which is not the best colour match for me because all drugstore foundations seem to oxidize and become a lot darker than they look originally, so you can see that's about to turn a lot darker. But I thought I'd give this a go because I did find the original a bit drying, so I picked this up and I'm quite liking it. It does seem to have a little bit of shimmer in the bottle, which is very off-putting, but so far so good, and it just gives the most lovely finish to the skin. If I was blind tested, I would not think that this was a drugstore foundation. It just gives a lovely finish to the skin without being too high coverage, but it's still buildable at the same time. So I'm really liking that a lot. I definitely prefer it to the original so far, but I will let you know how I get on in terms of the kind of potential shimmer in it, because I'm in daylight right now and I still can't see any shimmer to the skin, which I know I mentioned this in one of my vlogs that I picked it up, and a lot of you were concerned about the shimmer in it, but honestly I can't see it on my skin at all, which is amazing. Next, I'm just going to cover up any dark circles and spots using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I love this one and I just always seem to go back to it. And I'm just going to blend that in using my fingers. I have given up blending in with my fingers, so I'm going in with my Sephora small stippling brush. Next, I'm going to be using something new from Tanya Burr Cosmetics. I got this in the post the other day, and this is Tanya's Rosy Flush palette. And this is so cute, but what I really love about it is the bronzer. It is amazing. And the quality of this is amazing for the price point. I was really impressed with this. I'm just using my Sigma powder brush to blend in the bronzer, and the bronzer I think is my favourite part of this palette. I love the blush and the highlight. The highlight is great for a very subtle highlight, but the bronzer is absolutely perfect. It reminds me a lot of Nars bronzers, and I just absolutely love it. And in the absence of my Lorac Pro contour kit, which I have no idea where it's gone, this is a very welcome addition to my makeup bag. So that is the bronzer done, and now I'm going to use a tiny bit of the blush, which is very reminiscent of Laura Mercier Lush Nectarine. It really reminds me of that colour. It even has the subtle kind of gold shimmer running through the peachy pink, and it is just gorgeous. I love this. I always end up going over the top with it though because it's super pigmented. And then I'm just going to add the highlight. It's super subtle, so even though I'm filming this on a Sunday morning, I won't look like a disco ball, and it's still appropriate for like a casual weekend. Now I'm moving on to eyes, and I'm going to be using my Zooeva Cocoa Blends palette, and I'm currently having to hold this gold shade at the end in because it just fell out on me. But other than that, this palette is absolutely amazing. It's one of my favourites. It's really affordable and the shadows are great quality, and I've been using this a lot recently because it's just amazing for kind of the autumnal season, because it's very kind of like golds and pinks and burgundies, and it's just very pretty and perfect for this season. I'm going to start off by using the shade which fell out on me earlier, which is Pure Ganache, and this is just an absolutely gorgeous kind of pale, kind of goldy shade. So I've used that shade as a base for my eyelids, and now I'm going to go in with Subtle Blends, which is a gorgeous kind of shimmery, dark, deep brown. Next, I'm going to be adding a little bit of Freshly Toasted, which is a gorgeous matte burgundy shade, and I'm just going to run that through my crease. And I'm also going to run that along my lash line as well. And then I'm just blending it out a bit with the same brush I've been using this whole time. And finally, I'm just going to add a tiny bit of the darkest shade in the palette to my upper lash line as well. And because I've got dark eyes, adding the darkest shade to my upper lash line just makes such a difference and really opens them up. And I'm just going to finish everything off by adding a tiny bit of very fine black liner just to the edges of the lashes on the outer corner. For this, I'm using the Tom Ford liquid liner, which I've been using a lot recently and really enjoying. For this, I just use the end that has the tiny nib because that is the better half that kind of stays black. The other one's a bit watery and I'm kind of not fussed about that, but the smaller end is so much better. And I'm just going to finish the eyes off by using the L'Oreal Telescopic Extra Black Mascara, which I picked up recently. It's apparently exactly the same as their Carbon Black Mascara in the US, which my friend Alex really loves. So I thought I'd give this a go because I love super black mascaras and I love the Telescopic anyway, so I was like, why haven't I tried this? So I have no idea why I hadn't tried this before, but I'm using it at the moment and I'm really enjoying it. So that is eyes done, and I'm finally going to move on to brows, which is kind of my usual, except at the moment I haven't been going as heavy on the brows, which I know some of you guys kind of miss, but I'm quite enjoying it. I think it makes my eyes look a lot bigger, and that's definitely something that I like to emphasize. Next, I'm going to move on to brows, and it's the same duo. It's the Soap & Glory Archery pencil and the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, and I just love these two. And at the moment I'm not really into making my brows too much thicker, but I just kind of like to define them because I feel like when I wear a lot of eye makeup they kind of can get lost. But at the moment I'm more about defining them than thickening them, so I just kind of run the pencil through the middle. And now I'm just setting them in place using the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, and this just does a really great job of setting brows in place and they do not budge. And finally, I'm just going to finish everything off with one of my favourite lipsticks I've been loving for a good couple of months now, and this is Tom Ford's Sable Smoke. You know it's loved when the Tom Ford thing has rubbed off the top of it. This is a gorgeous orangey toned nude, and it's one of my favourites for when I'm wearing a very autumnal eye makeup look. With all of the kind of browny tones I've got going on, it just blends so beautifully and it kind of just pulls everything together, and I love this. So that is my current everyday makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.